Welcome back to another episode of Void City Reviews. I am Dan, and today I'm going to be looking at this right here, this McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Shadow of Spawn action figure. This might be another one of those videos where I say Spawn 1,000 times, but I'm not going to put the counter on there this time. Anyway, this is one of many Spawn figures released in the Mortal Kombat 11 line by McFarlane Toys. I have all the rest of them, so of course I needed this one. This is the first one of them that's looked like the classic comic book version of Spawn. So let's just break this out here and take a look at it. There are about 1 million little plastic ties on this guy holding all of his pieces down. I might have gotten them all. Nope. Alright, that was a little bit of an ordeal. Anyway, let's take a look at him here. So he appears to have pretty much all the same articulation as all the other Spawn figures have so far, so I won't really spend a lot of time going into that, because if you've seen some of our other Spawn videos, especially the Mortal Kombat ones, or any Spawn videos for that matter, or McFarlane Toys videos, you pretty much know the articulation he's going with right about now. It's a pretty good range of motion on the head there. Paint is pretty decent. I wish it was a bit neater around the silver on the cape, but that's fine. It's got the chains and the classic Spawn belt buckle. It's called Shadow of the Spawn, but basically this is kind of like what he looked like originally in the comic books back in the day, as far as I remember. The smooth outfit rather than the textured one, which kind of first started showing up, I think, in the movie version of Spawn, and then he kind of got more grungy looking and stuff in the comics as it went on there. But anyway, about the only thing that's not very comic accurate is the cape, which is, you know, the standard Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn cape, which is kind of just foot length and all shabby and ripped up in a bunch of layers, whereas the real Spawn cape for this version of Spawn would have been giant and a bunch of triangles. Well, either way, it still looks pretty good in my opinion. I think it will look good with all the other figures and fit right in. Speaking of which, I've got the other one right here. I'm look at them side by side, and yeah, I dig it. So, gauntlets are very, very similar, if not exactly the same, although the gauntlet on my original Spawn is straight and the gauntlet on the Shadow of Spawn is curved over his hand. No gauntlets on the left arm. You know, texture versus non-texture. There's more red on the Shadow of the Spawn. It is the same cape, same sculpt as the originals, as all the other ones pretty much. But it is different pouches, which is cool. Whole new set of leg pouches. And they are basically the same height, so that's good. So it is basically just another skin from the series, but I think it looks really nice. It looks very crisp, very clean, and it's kind of a nice alternative for anyone who didn't get one of the Kickstarter Spawn action figures. It looks a lot like the original Spawn, sort of like that version. Like I said, all you'd have to do is pretty much customize a cape on there if you wanted. You could put a big old cloth cape on there. It looked really cool. I dig it. I like this figure. One thing Toast always talks about is the ability for the figure to put its arms down. This one can. I can see that right now, which is nice. He has a very good range of motion, even though he has a cape. His arms move very nice, very loosely, but also retain their pose, so it's not hard to pose this guy, which is good. Legs are the same. I got a good copy, it looks like. He's not stuck anywhere. Sometimes you get that, or you get a joint that's not working very good. Probably the tightest one is just his head, but I mean, just moving that around a little bit, that'll fix that. It'll be all good. I'm really liking this figure, and he will look nice on my shelf of all the other Spawns and all the different colors once I get that set up again. Looks kind of weird in here. You can't forget his accessories either. This guy comes with some chains this time. A lot of these past Mortal Kombat Spawn figures, they've come with things like axes or swords, stuff like that, energy blades for their hands. This guy comes with some barbed wire chains. Usually you don't see Spawn with the barbed wire a lot outside of like the movie, but oh well, I still kind of like them. These have little plugs on them. Let me check this figure, see if there's anywhere you're supposed to be able to plug these in. Oh, there is. There are 2 areas on his back where you can plug these chains in. Oh, that's really cool. So then he gets chains that are all over the place. You can make them like flying all around, and those are everywhere, and you can move them. I like it. Just got to be careful. They are kind of thin, so pulling those in and out of the plugs in his back might prove to be an issue if you're not careful. So just be careful. Well, thanks for checking out another episode of Void City Reviews. I am Dan. Remember to like and subscribe down there at the bottom. Hit that bell to get all the notifications when we have new videos coming out. I am moving, guys. It's finally happening. So in the next week or 2, I will be situated somewhere new, and then I can focus on getting back into a schedule of recording these videos on a more regular basis with Toast also. We're going to try to find a new place to do so, and we might have a couple new things coming at you soon, a couple new shows, I guess you'd call them, for this new year. And we're going to start reviewing a couple different kinds of toys. Toast pointed out to me that we review a lot of McFarlane toys. Well, that's because I like McFarlane toys, and he reviews a lot of the toys he gets over on Shock and Awe Toys. You should check them out, Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. They're our friends over at the comic book shop where Toast actually picks up all of his comics from. So whenever he talks about picking up his comics at his local comic shop, that's the guys. Go check out their videos as well. Toast is in them as well every week. They review a whole bunch of different toys, and they have far different opinions on the McFarlane toys than I do, but that's neither here nor there. To each their own. I will see you guys again very soon. Thanks for watching.